I have my thing in here. All right. Welcome everybody. Oh, Sheldon, do you know what the name of this podcast is?
No.
It's called the Board Man Gets Paid podcast.
Ah, let's do it.
All
One man
right,
gets paid. Where's right here? One man gets paid.
Board
I
Man
like it.
gets paid. You know the story,
I like
right?
it.
So that's why
Of
I'm like,
course.
but I'm still thinking about changing it to like bored, as in being bored, because he's like, you know,
Wordplay. I like that.
and
I like
it's
that.
like because what's his name? The dude from that made Apple. He always talked about
Yeah.
board designers and developers. He always used to hire
Uh,
them because they
yeah.
tried the most efficient way to actually, you know, make projects and stuff like that. But anyways, everybody,
Beginning.
welcome.
I got you. I got you.
You got me. All right. Welcome everyone to the podcast, the Boardman Gets Paid podcast. I'm your host, Andre. I got guest here, Sheldon. Sheldon, do you want to be like
Sure.
Sheldon G, Shelly G? What how you
Shells
feeling?
is alright, man.
Shells?
Shells
All
is
right.
alright. Yeah.
And we
Let's
got
keep it.
Shells up in here. You can follow him. He is the host of the No Service podcast.
Yes,
And
sir.
I sometimes frequent that podcast.
Yeah, you've been
And
on a couple times.
it's been
You've been on a
fun,
couple.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys got to check it out. You can download that wherever you get podcasts and stuff like
Sure.
that. So today we are talking about the Toronto Raptors. This is what this podcast is about. As you can see over here. No,
And
here
here.
and here. Yeah, I kind of figured out.
Yeah.
We got the logos, we got everything, but we do talk
Everything.
about the rest of the NBA. So we're gonna be jumping in on those kind of conversations. From time to time, we're gonna have many different hosts and stuff like that. So join us. I don't know what the frequency yet is. It's gonna be this. Today's the start. I just gotta get started, right?
Just turn it on and let's talk, man. Let's talk. Let's get it.
Cool. Sheldon, tell me a little bit about. Introduce yourself and tell us.
Okay. My name is Sheldon. I've been a Raptors fan since I've been born.
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
technically not. What am I? 35 now. So
Mhm.
I got 5 years on the Raptors, or 6 years if you want to say. Um, yeah, man. Day one fan. Diehard delusional fan from the beginning when we were trash. I'm not talking. I'm not talking the Vince Carter days. I'm talking those dark days of Milt Palacio and Linus Kaleza and guys like that.
You remember
And,
Ramon Sessions?
and the Ramones. I had to sit through Ray for Alston.
Oh,
Playing trying to be Skip to my Lou at the same time.
mm-mm.
Like I lived through those eras, man, and I was still a fan. And
Yeah.
ultimately, culminating in
Mhm.
this guy
Yeah,
right here.
you have
So,
your ring with you?
man, I never leave the house without it, man. Come on,
Get the
baby.
ring going, you know what I'm saying?
See, excuse my ashes, but
It's all good. My
yeah.
wife was like, "How come I don't have a ring like that?" I'm like,
No, she got her other ring, the other ring. She had
right
the
here.
wedding ring. Not this. This is for us.
It's for us. This is for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is for us, man. So yeah, no, I've been a fan forever.
Mhm.
Fan of the NBA. I'm one of the guys who are still a fan of Michael Jordan as being the GOAT. I'll never get
Okay.
off of that. He is the GOAT.
Okay.
He'll forever be the GOAT. Um, just a real fan, man. A Kobe,
Mhm.
Kobe diehard fan growing up, having my heart broken. All those game winners against Toronto, the 81 point
No,
game, sat
you
through
had
that.
to say that. That is forbidden
Like
on this podcast.
you have to
I don't
understand.
care.
No. As a Raptors fan, you got to understand. There's levels to being a fan. Like you have to go through the tough times. You can't just tell me you were a fan when you know we were going to playoffs with Chris Bosh, or
Mhm, mhm.
we were going to playoffs with Vince and those guys. Like that was the high times. Atlantic
That was
Division
some great times.
championships,
Yeah.
Lowry, DeRozan. Even though they're heartbreaking endings, but like we had to go through it to ultimately get to the championship, right? So
Yeah, you have to, they
yeah,
always talk about, the only way for a diamond to kind of see its light is it got to be you got to apply pressure to it, right? And
pressure, heat,
we've been
pressure.
through the pressure,
That's it.
we've been through it. But thank you, Shells, for kind of joining me today. I don't like
Anytime.
being alone on and talking. I don't talk a lot when I'm by myself. I like
Don't worry,
people
man.
hear me. But today we're going to talk about the Raptors. It is the
Yes.
first game. The game's
It's
actually
first
in the
day.
background here. First game
Yeah.
of the season. Yesterday
Special.
we had some interesting games. We'll talk about a little bit later. But like,
Yeah.
let's talk
Yeah.
about the off season. What
Okay.
did you like about the Raptors off season? What kind of stood out to you? And
Raptors
we can talk about
specifically.
Raptors specifically. Not, we don't have to talk about anyone else. Raptors.
I want to say, and this is probably gonna cause some friction, but I think the Raptors had an A+ offseason. Right? When you think of where we're coming from as fringe playoff team, a fringe contending team, with Pascal and OG a couple years ago and Fred. I know we talk about this extensively, you and I, but
Yeah.
we were not gonna compete after Lowry left, right?
Hmm.
After Lowry left, and the team was kind of given to Pascal and OG and that core, we were never gonna win again. We're a good team. We're a fringe team,
Hmm.
maybe 46, 47, 48 wins, but we weren't going to win. So my point being is, yeah, we missed out on a lot of potential trades that could have gotten us better or kept us as a contending team. But I think from a side to say, you know what? I really love these guys. These guys have built up something here. I wanted to do right by them. Kind of shot us in the back,
Yeah.
right? And then to turn around and be like, you know what? Let's start fresh. He said this is a rebuilding year. We're going into it. We're going to give Scotty, fourth year player, we're going to give him the reins. We're going to say, hey, this is your team. We're going to give you some good surrounding core pieces to start. IQ, RJ, Gradient, etc. I think it's a good start because usually when teams rebuild, there's one player on that team that's like, oh, this guy's good, and
That's
everyone else just
I just want to
scrub.
interrupt you here. Just
Go ahead,
just a
bro.
little bit of memory right here.
That
We
man,
had
the
a
goat.
little. Oh, Damon Stoudemire
Oh
is there
my
too.
goodness,
Oh,
the
Damon.
OG.
Oh, snap.
The OG, everyone's in the
Oh
house
my
tonight.
God.
Hold
I
on,
just
hold
wanted
on,
to.
hold on.
We and look at this. This is my picture, yo. The only person missing from that is Chuck Swirsky.
Oh my
Onions,
goodness.
baby
He was
onions.
not working with the Bulls.
Uh,
Bro, I gotta pull it up.
oh, snap.
Come on, man. Let's go
Okay,
up.
let's do it. Let's go.
I'm
I'm
hanging it
waiting
up.
for the new jerseys to come out. I want to see those
Hanging it
really
up, baby.
weird looking ones. Ah,
This
there.
is the most popular jersey in the NBA. In NBA history, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Outside of probably like the Lakers.
That was lovely, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to the offseason, I'd love to. For me, I think the Raptors had a B plus. No, not even B plus. I would say B. I
Right.
think some of the things that I seen, and because I'm too much of a fan, like I really get into it, is that I'm
I know.
still upset that they took so long to even come to the conclusion that they need to rebuild.
Yeah.
It took too long. They took too long to trade Siakam. They took too long
Yeah.
to even trade OG or make a decision on that.
Hmm.
They didn't receive anything back for Fred. Um,
That hurt.
that
That,
the Pirtle
yeah.
trade is killing us right now. It is killing us. Like
Yeah, you're
it
right.
keeps getting worse and worse. Um, Even the Siakam trade, it was really, really, really sad. Just
Bruce
because
Brown, man.
you
That's the
can't,
cowboy
yeah, you can't trade. Don't, yo, that dude,
man. The cowboy
that guy
man.
cheeses my
I know.
soul, bro.
I know.
Um, but I know what you're saying that it was a great off season, but some of the things that I really want to talk about is like they went into this for the last 2 years talking
Hmm.
about how bad this draft is.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
traded away picks from the
Yeah.
first round,
Yeah.
right? Traded away, and
Yeah.
then doubles down on draft day to draft um, four players in this draft,
So
and
can
then
I can I,
sign them.
can I just interject right there
Please tell me.
because
Please explain
a,
this.
a, a lot of people say it was a bad draft.
Yeah.
To me, in hindsight, this draft, although it wasn't like the top heavy talent that was outstanding, like clear cut. Oh my God, those guys gonna be superstars. But
Hmm.
this draft, when you look back at it, like if you just look at preseason, right, and summer league, a lot of players stood up. You look at the kid in LA right now,
Hmm.
the Dalton,
Dalton Connect four.
37 points.
Hey,
Who was talking about him coming out of coming out of college.
Tennessee.
Not
Yeah, that guy was good.
nobody was talking about him, right? You got Rob Dillingham, who people was like, oh, he flamed out in the March Madness. He
Okay,
looks really
can I
good right
say
now.
we cannot say that name around here?
No, okay, we're not doing this.
That guy was
Woulda, coulda.
drafted with our pick and traded away for nothing, fam.
We're
Nothing.
not doing the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Come on, let's focus.
Okay,
Okay, let's
okay,
focus.
okay.
All right, and another thing, another player who I believe Raptors fans are gonna love, and I'm already a fan of his, and I haven't seen him really play yet properly, is Jacoby Walter, bro. If you
Mm,
look at his highlights in college, he was a combo guard that was getting busy. He could get his own shot.
yeah,
He can shoot the three. He's a good defender, and he's fast. He's quick. Right? The
I
Raptors
wanna
need
I wanna
guards
leave.
like
I don't want to give too much because we didn't see enough for me to give an assessment of him. I saw
that's
his
fair.
some of his college and stuff like that. I just didn't think in my mind. Not saying I'm not knocking the kid because I think the kid
Yeah,
is talented.
the
I
potential is
think
there.
yeah, I think the potential's there. My
Yeah.
concern was why draft another wing when that's not what we needed at that time, and that's where I feel like
Mm,
and we'll get into this that I think
yeah.
there's two different versions of the front office right now.
Really.
Where yeah, and the parallel that I see is
Give me
like
your theory because
you
I
have
disagree kind of.
okay, look at the trades that happened last year, right? There was the Siakam trade,
Hmm.
there was the OG trade,
Hmm.
there was the Kelly Olynyk trade, and then the Dennis Schroeder trade.
Yes.
All the different trades were
Hmm.
really different in a sense where it's like one person did it and another person did another trade. So
Sure.
for instance, the Dennis Schroeder trade was like a throw-in trade where they didn't really it didn't feel like it was thought through compared to the
Right.
OG trade where it seemed like it was I think they were in talks for many weeks about
That
it.
was the best. That was the best deal
Yeah.
that we could have come out with. Period. For any of the guys to
Yeah.
get IQ and RJ was for
That
sure
was I think that's a great
huge.
trade.
Yeah,
But the
for them.
trade for Pascal, like it felt like we held on so long and
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, why not just keep him if we were going to get what we got, right?
So you
And now
see, yeah,
Nawara
go ahead.
is not even on the roster.
Yeah,
Kira
yeah,
Lewis is not on the roster anymore.
trash, trash.
Um, we got a guy, he's injured, and we just picked up his $23 million contract. And the
Yeah,
only good thing that we kind of got out of that trade
Byron.
was
Yeah,
Jacoby Walter,
yeah.
right? And the 2026 draft pick.
So,
So,
so
yeah.
for me, it's like my issue with the whole thing, and I agree with you,
Mhm.
is that we held on too long, like to the love affair. We had this love affair with the core championship team, right?
Yeah.
And which is fair because a lot of teams do that too, where you win a championship with a team like remember Boston a few years ago with Ray Allen, KG, and those guys. They held on a little too long, right? Boston was fortunate to get a draft pick out of it and turn into Jason Tatum, but um, like they held on too long, right? And it
Mhm.
kind of they sucked for a few years. The Raptors kind of were in that mode where you're telling your players that okay, the situation is not good. We're gonna trade you guys. Where do you want to go? Type of situation. So you're putting that in your players' minds, right? They're
Mhm.
not going to be competitive. You're telling your players, okay, we're going to find a better situation for you. The year passes, nothing happens. Remember, Fred was on the block for a long time,
Yeah.
right up until free agency. That was a huge fumble,
Mhm.
right? OG, same thing. Pascal, same thing. So there was a time where, I think it was like the 22 season, a couple years back, where that was the year after the Philly series, we should have just cleaned house.
And remember,
Everyone,
I think I told you this one. I
you
think I
did,
said this to you that I was mad about the Philly season, the season that they lost,
yeah,
because I was going to say that I felt like
it
Masai
was
was going to give
overachieved.
them another chance
They
because,
overachieved. Yeah,
yeah, they
I think if
overachieve.
he didn't make the playoffs, he would have scrapped it. But that whole theory of like, oh, this team fits with our new prospect, Scotty
Yeah,
Barnes. Like, we look good, which is kind of false because Scotty got hurt, and then you really saw what the team was about.
yeah,
It was nothing outside of him. Scotty was the
yeah.
real deal, who was making the whole thing stick. Speaking of Scotty, they're showing him on the board right now.
Mhm.
Is that him? I
This
can't
is
see.
well, what I'm seeing is
Oh,
Mogba. Yeah,
I'm seeing this
let me
small.
actually throw on
Enlarge it.
the team. Right
Yeah,
now
put up.
they're introducing the team. Let me throw that up.
Yeah, man. There goes your boy.
Oh my god.
There
Jeez.
goes your boy.
There's Jacoby. Yeah, I'm
Look
excited to
how
see what he
tall.
does, but
Look
six
how
four.
tall he is. He's a combo guard. He can shoot.
Yeah.
He plays defense. A Baylor guard, which the history of Baylor guards,
The
tough
defense
players.
is yeah, defense
Yeah,
has to be a little bit better though. That's the only
yeah.
care. But he has
There's
the
the MVP right there.
there's my man. This the guy. This the guy
Yeah.
I want to see, yo.
You see, he is the new
Mm,
Fred VanVleet, right?
mm.
He's a guy who's
Oh,
coming in
I
hungry,
wouldn't
not
say Fred
nasty.
VanVleet. I would say Kyle Lowry, bro.
Well,
Mm,
I'm not gonna put him that high yet because that's a lot of pressure. The reason why I say Fred VanVleet is because the
yeah,
trajectory is the same, right? He's
yeah.
I don't think he got drafted if I can't remember properly. I
Fred
don't
VanVleet
think
never got drafted. No.
no, not Fred. Jamal Shed. Did he get drafted?
Yeah, he got drafted 45th.
45th. Okay, so
Yeah.
he was a late pick, but the point is he was passed up by a lot of people. He had a great March Madness, a great college career,
Mm,
and he's proven himself right now. Like he
yeah.
belongs. Like that kid is. Whew,
He
he's a
plays hard. He has
hard
heart,
man.
bro.
He's
And
going 100 miles an hour.
yeah, and another guy that we just saw was Jameson Battle.
Yep.
I was always wondering how did the Celtics find a guy like Hauser, and it's the same way we just found
Yeah.
Jameson Battle. So
Yeah. You
let's
got to do your scouting, bro. It's
yeah,
important, and this is why we were so successful,
yeah,
especially back in the day.
yeah.
Um, our former scout, our head of scouting, who's over at Orlando now.
Jeff
He was
Weltman.
Weltman. Yeah, he was a gem, bro. He found Norman Powell. A lot of guys. Like he was the guy,
Let me tell you, Sheldon, how I'm so
right?
mad at him. The guy that I wanted to draft. Okay,
Yeah.
guess who drafted him, man?
Who's that?
Orlando Magics.
Yeah, of course.
Orlando.
Oh, Suggs. You wanted Suggs?
Like, no, I wanted
Oh,
Tristan De Silva.
okay, okay, okay.
And
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
you
like he's
see,
gonna be all behind all those players in the Magic thing, and he would have been perfection here
yeah,
on our
yeah.
team. Oh my god.
There's
Anyway,
a lot of what ifs, man. I stopped doing that because it hurts.
mhm.
I don't even want to talk about the what ifs. Whatever. There's
Okay.
so many.
What are your expectations of BBQ? BBQ meaning Barnes,
Oh yes.
Barrett, and Quickly. Who? What are your expectations this year for this team?
So Scotty Barnes, I'm gonna start in order. Scotty Barnes, I think, is gonna have a similar trajectory this year. He's gonna have more usage, so
Hmm.
his numbers are gonna go up naturally. So I'm expecting another All Star appearance. Um,
Sorry,
I
sorry.
think
Just
he's
gonna
listed at the.
I'm gonna
Huh?
stop you there. But I
Go ahead.
knew Ochai would start today. I knew he
Yeah,
would
who
start,
else is
bro.
starting? Who else is gonna start in this place? No one else is gonna start in this place.
Chris Boucher should have started, bro. Mm-mm.
No, no, no. He's not a starter. He's a bench. He does
Yeah,
well off the bench. He does. His
but
numbers as a starter are horrible.
he's the last person with a ring. We got to treat him well, man.
Yeah, but let's keep his expectations at bay because
Yeah,
he's
sorry.
still Boucher.
My bad. Continue on with what you were talking about, Barnes.
No,
Yeah.
so I was saying about Scotty Barnes, like he's gonna be what we expect him to be, where he
Hmm.
should be all star, maybe like second, third team fringe, all NBA type of player, right?
Yeah.
Which is top 15, 20 in the league. I'm expecting that from him this year. As a leader,
Hmm.
he's gonna have the ball in his hand, pause, and he's gonna be able to, do his thing. IQ is where I need to see something from him this year because we gave him the bag. He got the huge 5-year deal. He's coming off of I don't think it's his best season, but his most his highest usage, I believe,
Hmm.
just since joining the Raptors. So I want to see a true point guard. I want to see a player that can knock down shots, who can push the pace. I know what I'm getting from RJ already. If you give him the ball, he's driving left, he's going to the hole.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
know what I'm getting from him. He's gonna hit the open shot. It's IQ for me is the one that I'm watching closely to be like, are you going to take that next step? They gave you the bag. They said you're our point guard.
Yeah.
Show us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
In
get you.
New York, he was that talented guy who Tibbs didn't know how to use him, which is a Tom Thibodeau thing. But he's now given freedom in this like move the ball offense. So I want to see
Mhm.
how it works. Bro. I'm expecting great things from them. To be honest.
I agree with you with Barnes. I think some of the things that I was seeing in the preseason, like I think we talked about it last year about him working on his mid range game.
Yeah,
and like that right there is going to be that
it's
is
gonna be
going to
critical.
change him, bro.
It's
Because
gonna be critical.
I think that's what kind of separates like players like KD from other
Yes.
players is that
Yeah.
mid
Yeah.
range game.
Superstars
Um,
in general. Yeah.
yeah, I also think I'm hoping Darko keeps him off um, playing the wing defensively and being more of a
Okay.
roamer because that's the
Okay.
best. That's his best.
Yes.
Yeah.
His
So
best numbers are as a help defender. You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
and
He
I
has
still like
shown, sorry to cut you, but he's shown to be, even in the last preseason game, to be
yeah
on a good on-ball defender. So I
yeah,
think they're
but
challenging him with that, but he is better at as a roamer for sure.
yeah, point of attack, we don't want him to do that. And I think with Abaji, with
Yeah,
Jamal Shed, and then our new guy Devon
Davion Mitchell. Yeah,
Davion Mitchell, I think those are the guys that need to be that type of player, and then
talking about
let
defense,
Scotty be the roamer kind of thing. Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
You know
So
what's
yeah, I
funny?
agree with that. If he gets to that, third team All NBA, that would
Yeah,
mean he would have to increase his scoring to like 28, 28 points a game, nine rebounds, seven
it's
assists, kind
possible.
of thing.
It's possible.
And I think it's possible. I agree. Yeah, but it's just now. Let's see if he can take his leadership and maturity to a next level,
That's the
and that's
thing.
how.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think for Scotty, it's the growing up part. We heard the off-season stories of his personal life. Not
yeah,
going to share that, but that could affect a player, and we've seen with Fred VanVleet,
yeah,
right during the playoffs. Son was born, he turned into a maniac.
yeah.
So,
You just have
you know,
yeah,
that motivation, right? And some guys, like we have to remember, they're not robots. They're not, they're not just programmed. They're also humans, right? Like
yeah.
things do affect them. Look at not to stray from the Raptors, but just quickly, like Ben Simmons, like what the hell, right?
Oh
Like
man, yeah,
potential from an All Star. Like I was watching back the series we played against him in Philly with Quiet the Shot. And I'm like, look at Ben, he was a menace
he's a menace.
on
Yeah,
defense, on offense in the fast break. So guys can be going through stuff mentally that affect them. I know. Remember playing basketball. Confidence is 80% of it,
yeah.
right?
Well,
If you don't have,
they've talked about him not loving basketball,
yeah,
and that's probably what it is that he doesn't have the love of the game, and
and
um,
that's huge.
and
That's
then
huge.
mental health issues that he kind of is going
Yep.
through as well, which we can't discredit because
No, we
those
cannot.
things can affect you. DeRozan has spoken out about it,
Yep.
and it does affect your game.
Yep.
Um, but the fact of the matter is that you know we have to see what he is. If he says what he's doing
Yeah.
and you see it, then you
Yeah.
have to that's what it is.
Yeah.
With Scotty and with the team, if he's saying he wants to be the man, we need to like encourage that. We want to nourish
Yes.
that and we just make sure that the players around him are doing that, right? So we
Yes.
gotta be careful with that. Yeah,
Speaking of nourishing and encouraging that, I just
hmm
want to say one thing before we continue.
sure.
You hockey people in the Toronto media
I know exactly who you're talking.
who I'm not gonna say the W word. I've
No,
been cussed out on my pod, so I'm not gonna bring it over here. But you hockey people
Mm,
who watch basketball only when it's on a Sports Center top 10. That's the only time you see basketball is if it's like a layup highlight or something. Think you know about the game of basketball?
yeah.
You Toronto Maple Leaf loving hockey, Tim Hortons loving people.
Sidney Crosby loving,
Yeah, like
hey,
when it comes to basketball, I know your producers are saying you guys have to have a basketball segment in your sports programs, but if you're not knowledgeable, just hush, man. Hush.
and you know what? And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast. I
Oh my
have to
god.
admit, I'm looking at all the different media, the alternative media, the media, and I don't see a lot of people
There
that
isn't.
are like us
No.
talking about the Raptors and talking about basketball in this
So,
city, and I
so
really want to do
how deep do you want to go? Because I can go real deep.
that.
Pause. Because listen,
Hey,
just what you said right there is cause for concern.
yeah,
I remember growing up, you know, and shout out to like Tim McAuliffe and Sid Sixero and these
yeah,
guys who are real basketball fans, real hoop heads.
hmm
Those guys really take the time to, or they're knowledgeable. Period
Yeah.
about the game. Outside of them, and like maybe court surfing, in recent years, I want to say the Raptor show with Will Lou.
Hmm.
Um, like we don't see a lot of us,
Yeah. Even
right?
the show that I really enjoyed, Basketball Jones, back in the
Yeah,
day. I
yeah, with
love that, but
Bomani.
again, it was more,
And it was short. It was
yeah,
short lived, right?
short
And like you
lived.
said,
Yeah.
it wasn't really like it wasn't like a serious take on basketball. It was more
Mhm.
like a oh let's try to put some entertainment spin to bring more
Talking
viewers.
about wedgies and so,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
and I,
we want like real
yeah.
in depth hoops. Like talk to me about mid range game and
Mhm.
like 3 point. Like talk to me about basketball. Man. Don't give me the hockey spiel. Oh, this guy's got to be a star player in year 4
Yeah.
because we give him a big contract. That is what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah. And you know what? Another thing too is that I feel sorry for hockey players because I
Oh
think
my
they should
god!
be paid more for sure. They need to
Just
be paid
deal with
more.
these guys.
How are you giving Sidney Crosby two, what was
That's
it,
criminal. It's
three
criminal.
million, 4 million a year? I don't know.
Criminal. And
Let's change
and
oh, sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
to tell you, but hockey in Canada, not to, this is not a hockey podcast by any
Yeah,
means, but hockey in Canada generates ridiculous amounts of money,
true.
right? And
Yeah,
these guys need to be paid more. But yeah,
yeah.
continue.
Even just to continue on that, they sign a $2 billion
Oh,
TV deal? I swear
Rogers
they
just took
did.
over Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and
Yeah,
basically, for billions of dollars, and the hockey players are not seeing any of that. It's going
exactly.
mostly going to the executives and
Mhm.
people surrounding the team. But
It's
I
not
feel bad.
fair, but
It's not.
anyways, let's change. Well, it's not
Yeah.
even changing the topic. It's now more going into the next topic. Is that Rogers bought out Bell,
Yes.
to be full owners
Yes.
of the MLSE,
The evil
and
empire is taking over.
yeah, but here's the question now:
Yeah.
what's Masai Ujiri's future? Because Ed
Oh boy.
Rogers is taking over. How do you
Oh,
feel about that whole situation?
oh boy. All right. Okay. So let's take the listeners on a little memory lane.
Hmm.
A few years ago, if you guys remember, I think it was before the championship or right after. It could be.
Right after,
Yeah, it was right after, right?
yeah,
So we were on a high, right? The only low I would say was Messiah was going through his court case with the idiot security guard
yeah,
from the arena. So I think he was going through a tough time with that, and his contract was up um, around that time, and you know, um, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment was owned by Bell and Rogers, right? And Larry Tenenbaum had I think 30% stake,
sure,
whatever.
yeah,
So if you noticed, and to the listeners out there, if you ever notice when a player signs a new contract or a former player comes back and they talk about the or Raptors organization, Larry Tenenbaum's name is always mentioned first,
yep,
right? For years, I could always remember every press conference. Thank you to the Larry Tenenbaum and the Tenenbaum family. Thank you to Bell Rogers, right?
yeah.
So Larry was always like the face of ownership in that sense. Now, Larry Tannenbaum, after the championship, was like, you know what? I want to try new ventures. Whatever. He's getting older.
Yeah,
I think he wants to kind of just coast off into the sunset, and he's done great, by the way. Shout out to him. He's been a great owner for a Raptors side of things. But yeah, so Ed Rogers, who is I think owner or CEO, whatever, the boss.
he's the
Ed
CEO now, I
Rogers,
think,
yeah,
of
like
Rogers Communications.
yeah, he took over from Daddy a few years back, and
Daddy.
obviously Ed Rogers, right? Rogers Communications.
Hmm.
So he's taking over now, and they have bought out Bell's stock. I think is it Bell stock or Tenenbaum stock? I can't remember who's.
Bell and Tenenbaum had, I
Did
think,
they buy both?
yeah, I
So they're
believe
full.
Tenenbaum had already sold out,
Yes. So
or
he sold his.
he was just the president of the
He
of
was like on the board or something.
yeah, he was on the board.
But
He's on
yeah,
the board.
his shares were yeah, something like that. So basically, Rogers has taken over full up. But if you remember back in the day when Masai's contract was up, there was a little pushback from one side of the boardroom, which is the Rogers side,
Yeah,
right? And the articles came out, saying that Ed Rogers specifically had an issue with paying Masai $15 million per year.
Yeah.
as an executive. He didn't see the benefit in that. And I don't know. And this is my point when it comes back to bringing it back to the hockey thing. A lot of guys don't understand the impact of people in sports,
Mhm.
right? You look at Jerry West, right? The mastermind behind the Lakers dynasty, not only on the court but off the court as an executive, mastermind behind building up the Clippers, in the Blake Griffin era, Chris
Mhm.
Paul era,
The
um,
Warriors.
the
The
Warriors. Thank
Warriors.
you. How
Yep.
did I forget the mastermind? He was a consultant,
Yeah.
right? And he was the one who's like, "Listen, Splash Brothers, we got to build around that." And Mark Jackson's vision, and they took it to
Mhm.
another level. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
So Ed Rogers, who is if you guys don't know, listeners across the world, whatever, Rogers Communications is basically our phone and um, internet provider here in
They're
Canada. One
like
of
our
the
Verizon, if you
Yeah,
wanna.
they're like the
Yeah.
Verizon,
Yeah.
and their competitor is Bell. So they were both owners at one time, but now Rogers has completely owned the team, or both all Toronto teams basically,
Mhm.
major sports teams, and Ed
It's the
Rogers.
WNBA.
Yeah, right. Ed Rogers is now full control of baseball, basketball, hockey, football, and the soccer team.
Mhm.
Right, huge company, multi-million dollar company. But here's where the problem lies. Ed Rogers is known to be a stiff negotiator, a very stern negotiator, um, and this kind of causes Raptors fans to kind of feel icky because him and Masai have already butted heads on the previous contract.
Yeah.
Right, so
But his
now
words, wasn't it his words was that he's not worth that?
he's not worth. And this is my thing. Without Masai, there is none of this.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's none of this. Right? Masai was the one in I think it was 20, I can't remember the year. When he came over from Denver, or came back, I should say,
Yeah.
over from Denver, he started scrapping the team. He got rid of Bargnani, almost traded Lowry.
He was
Thank
gonna
God,
trade Lowry, and
thank God he didn't go
I
through.
remember that story. He pulled Lowry into his office, and Lowry
Yeah,
said, "Give me a chance."
give him a chance. And he gave him a chance and he came through.
Yeah.
Traded DeMar, got Kawhi, like so many things. Got Mark Gasol midway through. Like you cannot, you cannot quantify someone like Masai's impact
Hmm.
in just like wins and losses,
Yeah.
right? If you look at the Raptors organization, right, and you go around the NBA, other executives talk about the Raptors. They mention Masai Ujiri.
Yeah.
You don't get that with other franchises.
No. No, you don't.
He's the forefront leader, clear cut leader of this franchise.
Yeah.
Right? Every direction you see, whether it's cultural, whether it's
Well.
basketball related,
Well.
it's
Well,
him.
that's where it starts to get murky, especially last year, where
Right.
I'm not sure he's the clear cut because I don't think his attention is fully on the Raptors anymore because of a lot of his endeavors that he has, and
Possibly.
then with Ed Rogers taking over now, and his sentiment, and even the fact that Ed Rogers actually hired a middleman between him and the
Yeah.
team, and
Yep.
then when that guy was questioned, that person was questioned about his meetings with Masai, it was very whatever, and
Yep.
but with the hockey guy, oh man, I love that guy. It was
But
just
that's the
these little
disconnect.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
these little things, and then obviously another thing too is the media. So,
Yes.
and I know I always have a problem with Toronto media.
They're horrible.
I won't say names, but it's just like it feels like sometimes they have a specific agenda, and
Yes.
or they're being coddled by a specific group of people because they
Yes.
technically work for those companies, right? So they can't really say or do
Right.
what they
They
really
can't be
want.
objective. They can't be
Yeah, they can't
objective.
be objective. And what makes me more upset about it is that it feels like they try to act like in the media like they're not, and you can see it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Especially the way that they treated Scotty when he was first a rookie and stuff like that,
Yep.
and the conversations they had, and
I mean,
even to now the
you can
way
go
that
back
they
to
talk about
like Isaiah Thomas days, right?
it. Yeah. Oh,
They criticized him right out of the
yeah.
organization, right? Vince Carter, everyone who was here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been, and now it's kind of changing tide, right? Because obviously the Raptors are making an effort to, um, like solidify their legacy in a sense. Like, you know how they're honoring their, former players and former people in the organization. But like before, it was always, oh, this guy, any little thing, the media would just crucify you and then just want to ship you out. Right? When
Yeah.
Bosch was on his way out, they're like, oh, he's leaving us for this and that. I would have left too if I had to deal
Well,
with that
well,
for 20 years.
The Bosch thing, in my mind, that man lied to us, yo. That
Well,
man
okay,
lied, and we could
sure.
like he told. I remember this, and you can tell me if I'm crazy. Yo,
Yeah.
trade deadline was coming. The
Hmm.
dude was playing like crazy. Like you saw it. He wanted to. We were the third seed. We were there,
Yep.
and then he went to All Star Weekend, and all
Yep.
of a sudden, my man
Yep.
stopped playing. And we're
Because
like, whoa, what's going on? Does he
we need to
want to
deal
be
with
here?
LeBron.
Does he not want to be here? And it's like, instead of telling us, like, hey, I'm not interested, so we can trade him because there
Yep.
was trades for him. He's like, no, 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 I want to be here. This is where I want to be. And then the minute he left, he's like, he left. So that, me, I I'm not mad at Bosch for that because you do what you need to do to win. But at
Hmm.
the same time, like don't tell me the foolishness, like especially LeBron
Yeah.
circumventing the cap, all them things. Don't tell me that. But it's
Those guys each
what
had like
pushed
$100 million each at
yeah,
a
but
time
what
where you
pushed
told
him?
them, yeah,
What pushed him? Right?
you,
That's
it, it,
those are the things. When
you
you have
know,
your point guard as Jose Calderon, like
bro, don't get me
that's the
started.
human pylon, bro.
Told you, man. Like he was nice for a little while, but we gave him too much like love in the sense of like, oh, you're a future point guard. No,
Yeah,
you're just a serviceable player. And it showed when Larry came, like, no, we need a real guard who can actually defend
yeah.
and like play hard and take, you know what I mean, like make winning plays,
But
not just run the
let's just throw this in here because we were just talking about Vince. But look at
yeah.
this.
Hall of Fame. I call him the founding father, man.
Half man, half amazing. There's our the other bro, Brady. Oh
I don't care what
man,
nobody says. Without him,
yeah.
none of this is possible. I don't care. Is that you? You buffering?
Into the Hall of Fame, right? Go back to that. But I just wanted to show that. What do you think? Does he is he deserving of the Hall of Fame? Um, and how do you feel about him being in the Hall of Fame as a Toronto Raptor?
First and foremost, without a doubt, he's a Hall of Famer. Without a doubt. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
People are too stuck up on the Hall of Fame, letting in certain players based off of their numbers,
Right.
right? My thing is, if Vince Carter only averaged 15 points a game for his career
Hmm.
and still still did what he did in terms of made the cultural impact, he's still a Hall of Famer based on that alone. Forget his career, forget the All Star games, forget being the most popular player in the league for like 5 6 years. Forget all of that. The fact that this man made a country of people want to play basketball. This man made me want to buy shocks thinking I could jump higher with the stupid shock shoes. But I had those.
Those yo,
Thinking I could jump
Vince
higher because I had those on.
Vince did some amazing things.
Ridiculous
Especially
thing.
for like the man jumped over a 7 foot person and
So man,
destroyed the
I
man's
saw it.
career.
I saw it live. I
I saw
watched it live, and I didn't
every
understand what I saw at the time. Everyone was going
everyone,
crazy, and I'm like, "What did he just do?"
even
Like
Kevin
that was
Garnett
here.
tells the
I don't
story.
understanding there.
He tells the story, and he's just like, "Bro, he stole the ball." And then the
And he
next
didn't
thing I
steal.
know, he's
Yeah.
over the man. Just oh man. But it's
Dude,
just so cool. I just wanted to play this one last clip. It's just
go ahead.
um
Thank you for that opportunity for 6 years. It all started there. I had some memorable moments with that organization, which
That's right.
created Vinsanity,
That's right.
which is why, without a doubt, I'm going into the Hall of Fame as a Raptor.
Shout out. Yes, sir.
it, bro. That's it.
Without a doubt, baby. I'm hanging this jersey up tonight. I don't care. I'm putting it on the wall tonight.
It, bro. I think I have a white one of his, but yeah. But I just wanted to say that I know there's been people in the media that still have a really
And fans too.
bad,
Some fans, some fans.
disrespectful, and I noticed a lot of those people are, were hockey fans or
You
are
know what it
hockey.
is? You know what it really is? It's the fact that they had a hot girlfriend for like 5 years, 6 years, and that hot girl was like, I want to try something else.
Yeah,
And now you start going back to all the times where she did something that you didn't like, and now you start bringing that up, but you forget all the good moments.
yeah,
You can't forget the good moments. You know what I mean? The 50-point games, the playoffs, the Knicks series where we beat the Knicks, that was huge. The
yeah,
Knicks just went to the finals, like I think the year before, and we beat them. That was huge for us. Then getting to Philly, Game 7, yeah, sure, he went to his graduation, whatever. Like I don't look back on those things and be like, oh man, we should have done this, should have done that. You don't know what you would have done in his shoes. He probably would
yeah,
have done the same thing or worse. He said he's not dunking because you guys labeled him as a dunker when he was so much more than that, right? Like, come on, man. I think people need to get over this whole oh he left us and yada yada. What that man did in 6 years, it's to me it's similar to what LeBron meant to Cleveland,
yeah,
just on a bigger scale.
yeah. And I want to play this too because
Yeah.
this is something very important. That's some people just. Is it working?
What you got? YouTube?
I'm still getting used to this.
Yeah. I like it though. I like your camera set. You gotta show me that lens you're using.
It's just the that camera.
It's a
Oh, it's
prime
not
lens. Isn't
showing.
it? How'd you get this background with the 30th thing? That
I
show me
created
all
it.
okay.
I design all these things. Hold on.
So it allowed you to bring all these things in, like just copy paste and all that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on. Let's see if I
Nice,
can do this
nice. What's the
properly.
score by the way? Ooh, it's a good game going on here.
Okay. Here it is. No, sorry, I wanted to play
Yeah,
this
go ahead,
because
no man. Oh, I know where we're going now.
Before you traded him that he wanted to stay, that he changed his
Conversation I
mind.
had with him.
And he said he changed his mind, he wouldn't mind
Yep,
staying.
he wanted to stay. And I have people who can corroborate the conversation because I'm smart enough not to go have this type of conversation with Vince Carter in private. I took one of my assistant coaches with me, and we did it in the hotel lobby. We were on the road.
So did you tell management?
Absolutely.
So why'd they still trade him?
The GM didn't want to hear it.
But wouldn't the GM then go to, like the smart thing would be to go to Vince Carter and say,
He
"So
said the
you've
deal was
changed your mind,
already
you want to
done.
stay?"
I wanted to keep Vince because I understood he was mad. He had some legitimate gripes, but nothing that we could not have overcome.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
and this is coming from his coach, okay? And these are the things that it's so sad that we have to talk about these different things, but hey. Anyways,
Dude,
let's get off of that. Vince Carter, we know who
we
we
love
what
it,
we
man.
know
We're
about.
not doing the revisionist history,
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Regardless of how bad the breakup was,
Yeah,
we still had 6 years of greatness. The dunk contest, the rookie season,
yeah.
all the game winners. I mean, just to going into a opposing arena and having Americans cheer for the Raptors, like you know what I mean.
Americans, yo.
The
KD
impact is
said that
so
he was his favorite
crazy.
player. Like, oh
Yeah,
man, the
that hurt
amount
me
of
too. When we
players.
didn't sign KD after he said that, that
Yeah,
pissed me off too. But I think a lot of the things that didn't happen for the Raptors were because we did not acknowledge Vince for a lot of years,
yeah.
and that I think that hurt us because a lot of players were like, "How? Why don't you guys, celebrate Vince? Why isn't his jersey up there?" It took Brooklyn to be like, "Oh, we're retiring his jersey in the Hall of Fame." Then the Raptors are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
let me chill out." Even Vince is like, "No, I'm not doing it unless I
yeah.
get that up there," which is only right, bro.
It's only
It's only
right.
right.
It's
Yeah,
only
it's only
right. So as we're talking about Vince, I wanted to hear what do you think about the new or old branding that you see in 30 years for the Toronto Raptors? We got the new the the logo here. Okay, it's replaced with this one, which is a Vince Carter homage, and then we got the one over here. with the 30 years, and then obviously that one. What do you think of the new rebrand? I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest fan of the new, like the jerseys
No?
that they're wearing now. I was never really a fan of that.
Yeah.
But that is from the Vince Carter era.
Yeah.
I'm more
Yeah.
of the one that you have in your hand.
Yes.
That's my favorite, right?
Excuse me.
But what
Yeah.
do you think about it?
So for me, I think the people who are in charge of like the corporate side of this thing and
Mhm.
like the marketing should just be like, hey, what is the best selling jersey that we've had as an organization? It's this one right here, without a doubt.
Yeah,
So why
that's the
are we
best
wearing
one.
these? Why can't we just like make some kind of a rebrand around this, right? It doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but it could be similar.
Well, I think
Because
that's what this is here.
yeah, I know, but I mean, what they did with it, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Just slapping him on a black jersey with some no, man. Like make it look a little better, you know? Like
Yeah, I didn't like the black, and like as a
no,
designer, I didn't like the black
you
and
see that you're
yeah,
designing, it didn't look good at all.
yeah,
Like black is not in our team colors in terms of history, and if you're talking about history, purple is our history, man. That's what we started with,
yeah, yeah.
right? Get rid of the red. I get it, Canada's team, all that stuff, but we
The
want the purple. We
you
want
want
the
the
purple.
yeah, the purple. It was cool.
Yeah,
All
it
right,
was
well, we talked Raptors. We talked about the the team. Let's go around the NBA. Talk about
yes.
because we're not only just Raptor fans. We love the NBA and
NBA for
we
sure,
talk
man.
about it. So first things first. What team are you following, watching outside of the Raptors right for this year?
Well, to be honest, that's not a question you can ask me because I really don't follow teams like that.
Yeah,
It's hard to follow multiple teams. I don't know how some guys do it, but I do keep my eye on all teams. I really want to see what the heck is going to happen in Philadelphia.
really. Okay, okay.
Interesting thing to me with Philadelphia is they're like they're like a train wreck waiting to happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll tell you why. You have two superstar players who famously fail in the playoffs. Famously, I'm not talking like once it happened or twice it happened. This is a regular thing for them where either they don't show up or their team just does not get over the hump because they couldn't bring them over the hump, right?
Yeah,
Now you put them together, it's a super team. You got Embiid, Maxi, and Paul George.
yeah.
This
Kyle
is Paul
Lowry's there
George.
too.
Kyle Lowry, yeah, as an intangible, even though he's what 45 now, but he can still take a charge. He can still lead a team. Like he's still the guy,
Yeah,
like he still has that in him. Um, for me, I don't know what they're doing in Philly. I don't think it's the right move. Personally, I don't think Paul George was the right move. And as you can see, before the season has even started, there's already turmoil, right? Embiid said he's not playing back to backs, and Paul George and Embiid are both out to start the season.
yeah. To start the first game.
This is not good. This is
I,
not a
I
good
don't-
look.
it's interesting to me that I think Philly's best chance of winning the championship was in 2019 when we
Absolutely.
mollywopped
That
them.
team was ridiculously stacked.
That team
And
was so
Kawhi
stacked.
said, I'm gonna go over here and hit this fadeaway, boom, 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 and hit the pose. and
Like
and
you
that's just
know,
history. Like,
you know,
come
you
on,
know.
baby. Like that's just I'm sorry.
Sorry,
The
Philly.
little kid,
Oh,
little kid crying.
the tears that I like drinking is that one child that was
Yeah,
crying.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god,
In the
that
living
kid.
room,
Ooh.
they couldn't believe it. Oh my god! You know what it is though? That was payback for 2001 when Vince missed a shot on the baseline.
Oh,
That's just payback, man. I'm telling you, that year was magical. 2019
that
was
year.
magical.
Oh yeah.
Magical, bro. We broke
All
so
right.
many curses. But yeah, another team I'm looking at are the New York Knickerbockers.
Okay.
What?
Well, what
What?
do you why the New York Knicks? Please indulge us.
Who in the front office said, "Let me trade one of my dogs, one of my dogs, one of the most intangible off the bench or starting six man X Factor players for Carl Anthony Towns?
So in my
What
mind,
kind of
okay,
deal was that?
hold on. Well, in my mind, I
That's
don't. They
horrible.
didn't want to trade DiVincenzo. That's what the reports were. It was only when what's his name?
Mikael Bridges.
No, Mitchell, their center,
Oh,
went
yeah,
down for
yeah,
the rest of the season or for
yeah,
half the season. They're
yeah.
like they have to do it, and DiVincenzo was the reason. I still think Julius Randle needed to go from the team, and I think
Absolutely.
Towns.
Out
is
the league too. He's horrible.
is a good match. Yeah, last night. Did you see this game last night?
He's horrible, man. I didn't
Oh
see it.
my god. No,
The
no, no.
team's
He's
terrible, man. And I keep telling people Julius Randle is the most overrated quote unquote star in the NBA. He
I
has
don't
no
think
goal.
he's overrated. I
You
think
haven't watched the
the
games, bro.
position,
You're not watching the game.
yeah, this is because they put the ball in his hand too much, and New York needed
He's a
that.
tweener. He's a tweener who likes to play. Well, he used to like to play back to the basket. Then he starts shooting threes all of a sudden. But he has no go-to move, like post move. He puts his head down and he bullies you to the rim
And then
and hopes
he
that he gets a shot up.
and he's a
That's
black
not
hole.
happening.
He's a black hole. The ball
Exactly.
stops, and that's what I was watching the game, and I'm like, I see Anthony Edwards,
Yep.
and the ball was moving, and then
Yep.
it stopped at Julius Randle, and it was like 8 seconds, and he's playing and he's doing his dribble thing, and you're like,
He's
bro, pass
like
the ball.
he's like Zach Randolph without the post moves, bro.
Zach
Imagine if
Randle's
Zach
good though.
Randolph had no post moves. That's what I'm looking at. Hold on, pause for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, girls. Look, go talk to mom. Bring the phone upstairs. Look. Okay, I'm on the phone. Go talk to mom. Go. Bring it upstairs. Bring it upstairs.
It's all good.
Yes, bro.
The teams
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at, I think is the two teams that I'm going to be watching closely is OKC because I have a feeling they're
Yes.
winning. They're going
Yes.
to go to finals
They're
or
close. I
East
like the
West
moves they
Finals.
made with Hartenstein
Yeah,
and what's the
Caillou,
dude? Bad.
Caillou.
Yes. Busting up Caillou.
Yeah,
Caillou is grown up, guys.
yeah.
He's not playing for the OKC Thunder.
He's a tough
Yeah,
guy.
no, even that move with Hartenstein, like that was a bad move to let him go, or I don't remember if they traded him or let him
For
go.
New York. Yep.
Yeah, New York. Because okay, you see the thing is with basketball, and this is where a lot of teams make the mistake. Too many cooks in the kitchen, it never works.
Nope.
We have to look at the Lakers of 2004. You coming off a championship year, and you add two Hall of Famers, two
Hmm.
former star players who are used to getting the ball, right, being the man on their team, and you can see what happened. It was terrible. It was an implosion, right? So I always feel like when it comes to basketball, you need a star player, maybe two stars, a third option who's good at his role, and then a bunch of role players who are stars in their role.
Yeah.
If it's a good defender like Marc Gasol, or a good rebounder like Serge Ibaka, a good six man off the bench like Fred or Norm Powell, a defensive specialist, whatever it is, like Tony Allen.
Hmm.
Like you need a guy who's going to be a star in his role, not a star player.
Yeah.
So the Knicks got rid of two guys who were stars in their roles for a star player who hasn't proved anything.
Exactly. I think that's actually, it's funny you say that. I think that's what's happening in Denver.
Yes,
I think
yes,
that's the
that was my
exact
next
same.
thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up. Denver, oof,
That is very interesting you say that because, Caldwell Pope, and that's why
a
then
huge loss.
the other team that I'm really interested in is Orlando,
Yeah,
because Orlando is doing the thing we wanted to do in
the right
Toronto,
way. Yeah, yeah,
and Jeff
yep,
Wiltman is now running the show, and he
yep,
got all the players that I wish we had, and
yep.
I like what they've brought in, and then you have
Oh,
Caldwell
yeah.
Pope that can shoot now,
Yes,
and
and play
keep
defense.
those kids. Oh man, it's going to
Yeah,
be
it's gonna be
really
great.
awesome. Anthony Black, I love that guy. That kid is
Yep,
good.
yep.
I like the younger players on the team. Paulo, not so much. I'm not a
Paolo,
fan.
I'm giving him another year because to me he's like Carmelo Anthony when he first came in the league.
Mhm.
Came in the league on fire, scoring all the points, but then couldn't do anything with it.
You know who he reminds me of? Oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy that. Oh my god, he was drafted by Miami for drafted by Miami. Same,
Lefty,
yeah,
Beasley,
Beasley.
Mike Beasley. Yeah,
He reminds me of him because I feel like Mike Beasley
yeah,
was
yeah,
drafted into the wrong era. If he was in
yeah,
this era, he would be. He reminds me
yeah,
of him because he's at that offensive prowess, but the
yeah. Right.
problem is defense and
Defense. Yep, yep,
offensive awareness. I think is a
yep.
little bit of an issue there, right? So, but I want to see Orlando. I have Orlando going like top. I think they're going to be like six, seven, six
Really,
or fifth in the East this year.
I've seen some mock standings or
Mhm,
quote unquote experts have put up, and I've seen teams like Atlanta
mhm.
6. I've seen teams like
I don't
Cleveland,
think Atlanta's going to be that
and I'm
great.
just like, what are we doing? Are we? Is this 2021 like or 2019? Like those teams are not that good anymore.
Yeah,
Cleveland has taken a step back, and I think
I
Mitchell.
don't know. I think Cleveland is actually not as bad as people think. I think one year I just don't like that they
We've
fired
been
their
saying that for a
coach.
couple years now. We've been saying that for
Mm,
a couple years now, and where have they been? First round exit,
They had a
lost.
lot of injuries last year, and I kind of feel like if they,
Sure,
yeah,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
um, but we're talking about like the NBA as a
NBA,
whole,
yeah,
right? What
yeah.
do you think about? Let's talk about team award predictions. Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Okay.
I have to do this. Oh my gosh! I made all these things. Okay, I got little
Oh,
cards,
nice. Oh, yes.
and
Nice,
I
nice.
had everything like rookies to watch. All these things. Okay,
I like it.
NBA award predictions. Who do you
Okay.
got for MVP?
I got Shea Gilgeous Alexander for MVP.
I
If
got
he
Luca.
be, go ahead.
I got
Who you
Luca.
got?
Luca.
Luca?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Luca to me's got to come in shape though. I was watching some year 2, year 3 Luca, and he looks like a different human being.
May I say this though?
Yeah.
Okay. The MVP race is
Yeah.
not a race about the best player. It is a
No.
race for
No.
popularity. And
Absolutely.
Luca
And storylines too. Don't forget
and
that.
storylines.
Yeah.
And now that Luca has Clay, and if Clay comes in,
He's already
Luca's gonna.
hurt.
Yeah,
He's
well,
already hurt.
I think Luca's gonna win it because he like there people are going to say he deserves it.
Does he
You know,
deserve it though?
like last
Does
year they
he?
gave it to Embiid and he did not deserve the MVP.
He did it, but again, who? Okay, so the problem with the MVP award, you're right, it is a popularity award,
Mhm.
but when there's like these weird seasons where no one really stands out, right? You get caught in this Jokic vibe because Jokic to me is not no back-to-back MVP. I'm sorry, no disrespect to him.
I
He's
don't
not.
know, man. His per and his numbers say it, and
Huh.
the teams
The
that he
eye
had.
test doesn't. It just.
Yo,
Okay,
bro,
okay,
you
okay,
can't
okay,
say that
okay. Hold
because
on.
okay,
Remember Dwight Howard
yeah,
in between like 2007 to 2012 was like the only center in the NBA, like legit center,
yeah,
right? He was an All Star maybe 5 years in a row, just based off the fact that he was the only decent center, right? This is the
yeah.
vibe I get with Jokic.
I think you need to watch his game a little bit
I
because
have, I have. But
when you
who's
see
guarding him? Who's guarding him? There's
yeah, no
no
one's guarding him. But
defenders.
remember, like his team, he had Murray was injured most of the time, and
Sure.
Michael Porter Jr. They've always been injured, but they've always been at the top. And
Yeah,
when
because
you
they
and this
have
is
those dogs on the team, right?
yes, and then for him to have such a like defensively, he's actually
Yeah.
not bad defensively as well, and
No, he's a good position
offensively,
defender. Yeah, yeah. I
no
give you that.
position and getting like look at the players that have got contracts because of
Yeah.
him. Bruce
Yeah, that's
Brown,
true. That's
Bruce
true. Yeah.
Brown, Fab.
No, I'll
You
give you
know,
that. I'll give you that. You know what it is for me though? For me, bro, it's the eye test. Like when I say MVP,
Mhm.
and you can say this about him, but if you take him off that team is still pretty good.
Bro, no. That's
I
one team that would
this,
not be
this,
even.
we're
They would
gonna
not even be top in the
agree
West.
so
And you'll see this
nah.
year. You'll see this year that I don't think they're going to actually be in. They might not even make. They'll probably be like fifth or sixth this
Well,
year.
Jamal Murray is a big part of what they do, and he's like I don't know what's going on with him. If it's
He,
injury or if it's
yeah,
mental, I don't know. But he just doesn't look like himself right now. Michael Porter Jr. He won a ring and it's like, yo, I'm gonna chill now. I'm gonna just shoot the
he's
ball with
one of the
him.
fakest stars
Yeah,
as
like
well.
he should have been way better than what he is, but whatever. Losing KCP hurt, but to me,
Yeah,
the MVP it's got to be Shea because for me, if you take Shea off of the OKC Thunder,
hmm
for me, that is a scrub team.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
yes. I would agree. I think Shea really runs that team.
he's the
And
most dominant player.
I want Shea to win it. I just think
So do I. Yeah,
Luka's
yeah.
going to win it because of the popularity. All right,
As
what
a
about
would
defensive?
you
Oh,
before you
good.
move on, would you
Yeah.
would you give Anthony Edwards any props if he say they make it to the finals? Would
Okay.
you consider him?
So I love Anthony Edwards. I like him, but
Because you
okay,
see where they're going with him, right? They're
he's not
projecting
he's
face.
not mature enough, bro.
Okay, okay,
He's
sure.
so
Go ahead.
immature, and like when
That's
it's
fine.
he reminds me of Kobe when Kobe
Yes.
played and people just never thought of him as someone to seriously give like to be a leader because
Yeah.
of the way he treated his teammates.
Sure.
With Anthony Edwards, he needs to stop talking in the media. And his because you
But
have
he
to
backs it up, though. He backs it up. He
yo. So
walks
if you're gonna
around.
be a
Yeah,
villain like Allen Iverson,
I got you.
where
Got you.
you cannot
But
pass
but
the
he can't be a villain to the league because then he'll be blacklisted from all these awards, right? But I think if he takes his team to the next level, like he flamed out in that or was it the conference finals? I think it was.
conference
Like
finals.
he had nothing left. Like you could see it. He's holding the ball. He can't even make a proper move.
He
He
tried,
tried, but he was just gassed up. I think if he takes them to the next level, you got to consider him for MVP.
but then that's a next year thing then,
Sure, sure,
right?
could be. Let's move
All right.
on.
Yeah, let's go. Defensive player of the year.
The tallest dude in the league.
Okay. I don't know why he didn't win it last year. I like
Bro,
I hear what
you're
people are saying, oh, he wasn't his team sucked. Bro, that man had 10
what?
blocks in a game, yo. His, you cannot
Against us, I think it was. Was
against
it against
us,
us?
yes. Yes.
Yeah. I remember that game.
10 blocks. Okay, so that's an
It was
easy
like
one.
7 in the first half.
All right,
Ridiculous.
let's look at most improved. Who do you think gonna have
Ooh.
a breakout year?
That's a good question. Let me think about this one for a second. Let me go through my Rolodex of who might be most improved.
You'll be surprised at mine.
I might go with Jalen Green in Houston. Jalen Green in Houston.
I like that.
He had a really good preseason.
Hmm.
They didn't give him the bag,
No, they didn't.
so that's motivation right there. Um, a lot of talk about Alperen Sengun, am I saying that right?
Sengun, yep, yep.
Being the face of the franchise when Jalen Green was a number 2 pick. The same year Scotty Barnes was drafted.
Hmm.
Scotty got his team, got his bag. So I think there's a little motivation there for the young guy. He just got. I'm not talking his personal life, but we all can look that up. But his personal life is coming together. So the talent is there, the team is there, the keys are there. To make a leap. I think he can do it this year. I'm gonna
Cool.
give it to him. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it to John Morant.
he won it already.
Yeah, but
No,
he's gonna do it.
no, no.
Bro, John's coming with a vengeance, fam. He's coming with a vengeance,
Okay, you see,
and he
we
has a
forgot about
center
MVP.
now.
He could be an MVP type player this year. Because
Finally,
if they go back to being contenders, I'll put them in there regardless. I don't care.
they
Just
are
out of
gonna be
respect.
back to contenders, bro. He's oh my god, he has a center, bro, and
Legit.
a legit center. And what's his name's gonna move to power forward if that's how
Green,
it's
yeah,
going.
yep.
Yo, so
I
okay,
can see it. I can see it.
I can see Ja coming in and it will be it, and we talk about clean image and if he comes back clean and
Come
whatever,
back,
it's like
yeah, for sure.
it's a storyline, right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Because they basically said, yo, go sit on the sideline because you're acting up, and they gave it to Ant.
Hmm.
Right? They gave all the props to Ant. So we'll see. Hold on.
All
What's
right.
up? Good. Okay. Yeah, bro. So that's a good pick. That's a good pick, but I'm not. I'm not giving it to him.
What about coach of the year? What are you thinking?
Coach of the year. So this is going to be based off of what team. What team
Surprises
does?
you?
Yeah, surprises me this year. That's a good one. What team is going to surprise me this year? I don't even know most of these coaches. There's a lot of new coaches in the league.
Yeah.
Um, Coach of the year. Ooh, coach of the year. Coach of the year. Give me a second. You go.
I'm gonna go with Detroit's coach. I think
Stop it.
yeah, JB Bickerstaff. I love him. You know what? People are dogging Detroit, but I think
Yeah.
Detroit has like they went through a
Cunningham
lot of
looks good
injuries
this year.
last year. They went through a
Cunningham
lot of
looks good
bad
this year.
things.
Yep.
Sorry, say that again?
No, I was saying Cunningham looks good. in preseason so far.
So you got Cunningham, you got there Jalen Duran, you know,
Yep,
and then JB Bickerstaff has a track record of taking like getting blood from a stone. Okay,
for sure,
I
for sure.
like the way he coaches. I liked what he did with in Cleveland when all the star players were out and they were still winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Like,
yep.
and then bro, they got Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. They got Jaden Ivey. They even got the guy that I wanted, Booby Clintman. Like
Yeah.
I Paul Reed. Like these
Oh,
players
he's nice. Yep.
and Malik Beasley. So now they have a good balance of veteran and young players. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah.
going to do a little bit better than they're not going to have a 28 game losing streak. Like,
No, 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 no.
yeah,
I
you
need to
know,
see. For me, I need to see it first with Detroit. I'm gonna tell you
yeah,
why. Because the players you just mentioned
hmm
are all like sort of castaway players, right?
yeah.
And sometimes it can be a good
Like
thing where you
Tobias
get
Harris is
castaway
not.
players.
I don't think Tobias Harris
Oh,
is a
definitely,
castaway.
yeah. From the Sixers. What do you mean? He was
Yeah,
he
but
was given a big contract.
he's always a vet, bro. Like he
No, but
it's
he's
his
always
money.
underachieved though. That's my thing with him. He's
Yeah,
always underachieved. He was given the bag in Philly,
yeah.
right? And he I don't think he ever averaged 20 points a game. And he was given many opportunities. And this is before Maxi, before Embiid really took off as an MVP. Like he was given that second option, and he
They
just
gave him
flamed
the
out
contract over
early.
over
Yeah. Oh man,
oh my
what's
god,
his name?
why is he getting
What's
messed
his
my
name
name up?
again? Oh man, who did they give that? I forget.
I'm I'm pulling it up.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The word Jimmy
And then,
Butler. They gave it over Jimmy
yes,
Butler
and Jimmy's like Tobias Harris over me.
over me. Oh,
Tobias
okay,
Harris over me.
I
So, coach of the year, I'm giving it to Spo this year. If the Heat make the playoffs in the top five, I'm giving it to Spo. He deserves it, bro. He's
yo, I
never
hate
gotten it.
that. Yeah,
He's
I
never
hate that.
gotten it.
I hope that's man. They even got the rookie. I was liking too. Man, like I
You
mean,
just wanted everybody, man.
no, but I'm saying like I had a list
I know,
and
I know.
contingency, and every single player on my contingency got
See,
drafted like 1 through
this is
5.
why this is why the Raptors never have leaks because we never know what they're doing, bro. Until it's done, we never know. I kind of like it that way, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I
I
like
don't know.
it.
I kind of like leaks. It just makes me feel like the team is doing something. Six man of the year.
Ooh, that's a good one. This might go to a Celtics player.
Mhm.
Um, these guys just hit 29 threes last night, bro. Like first game of the year, just like like we won the title, but we still look like we're in the finals. Like what?
Yeah. I
You
don't
see
know. I don't know
Tatum?
if a Celtics gonna win it, but then again, what's his name? Pritchard has been.
Pritchard's coming up.
He wants to be a starter, bro.
Is it Derek White off the bench? I think when
No,
Porzingis
Derek Wright's starting, bro.
when Porzingis is back, who goes to the bench? It's one of them goes to the
I
bench.
don't
I can't
know.
remember who it was.
I hate
Anyways,
Boston, so it doesn't matter.
me too. Yeah, we're forever hating on Boston. Six man. Who else could be six man for me?
In my mind, I kind of like the DiVincenzo pick. I think people are picking that early.
But I think
I
he's
don't.
gonna be in the starting lineup sooner than later.
Yeah, I
They're
think
gonna need
I don't know with Jaden McDaniels. You know, I don't think there's a room for him.
uh,
You know, in the starting lineup.
to like
Um,
excel. I don't know.
the other one, I don't know if Caldwell Pope is starting in Orlando, but if he's not, then that's
He
another
might
player.
be. Yeah, he might be. Suns just got the contract, but he plays a two. Uh,
Um,
maybe.
Another thing someone had said if Bradley Beal comes off the bench, he
We gotta
might.
talk about this Phoenix Suns team
It's
sooner than
weird,
later
isn't it, yo? It's a weird team, eh?
because
Like,
their owner is like, yeah, we're keeping this team together. I don't care how much it costs.
hey,
And
he put money into that, man.
if they flame out again, or if somebody gets hurt for an extended period of time, you gotta just be like, yo, pack it up and get these guys out of here.
Okay,
Break it all down.
who do you
Trade
have
every
in the West Finals?
West Finals, I got OKC and whoever wants to come next because it's going to be a dogfight between everyone else.
Okay.
Minnesota's there. Uh, the Clippers are not going to. Well, maybe they could make the playoffs. I doubt
Oh,
it
Mans is indefinitely out.
indefinitely, but yeah. Anyways,
Definitely in the West, fam. That yeah.
it's a definite.
Houston's coming for that spot, yo.
So you got
Uh,
Minnesota, you got Denver, you got Utah was a fringe team last year.
no,
Uh,
no, no, they weren't French. No, no,
they were fringe, yeah. Utah was
no, fam.
fringe.
Not Utah.
What do you mean? All right, let me look at this list here.
I got
You got
OKC
Memphis, you got Houston,
Dallas.
you got the Spurs were fringe.
I have
The
I have the Spurs making playoffs, bro.
Yeah, me too, me too. Chris Paul is going to be a huge upgrade.
I already saw that
Everywhere
one
he's
alley oop.
gone, oh yeah, that's nasty.
Like they
Everywhere
actually
Paul has
have someone
gone,
to pass the ball to him.
bro. Everywhere he's gone as like quote unquote like a bad team, they've turned around and become like a playoff contender within a year,
Wow.
right? So I'm giving Chris Paul his credit, which we
Mhm.
don't do often. But we got Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sacramento's gonna be fringe. The Warriors are gonna be fringe. I think this is the last hurrah. I think we need to start the farewell tour for the
For
Golden
Steph.
State Warriors.
Would you
Yeah,
would you would you like to see Steph in another jersey?
no, no,
Me neither.
no.
I
I
don't want
don't.
to see it, bro.
I don't think. I don't think. To be honest, I don't think. You know what? Let me not say that because he could work in any system. I just think some coaches. It's just such a perfect storm for him in Golden State.
Yeah. I don't
That
want to
free
see I don't want to see
flowing.
it in another team, man. That's
They have to do it like LeBron does, where he goes to a team and the whole system is created around him. That's what will have to happen if Steph leaves to go to another team. And then where does he go? I don't
yeah.
want to see him in LA. I don't want to see him anywhere near LA or New York. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to see him nowhere like
Oh,
that. I don't want to see none of that crap.
no.
So I would um, preferably like him to stay. I want to see Draymond get the hell out of there because he is like he's been the one, and not to go to tangent, but he's been the one that has slowly broken the dynasty down, one by one. He is the what do you call it? The common denominator in all of their trials. Yes, he's a great player. Yes, he's a part of the core,
Yeah.
but every time they've gone from a high level to a low level is because of him,
Yeah.
right?
Man, he lost that finals. That finals that
Bro,
cheese my day, bro.
uh, all the
Yo,
man had
just
to
chill
do
yourself. All you had to do was
was
just
just
chill,
all he
fam.
did was switch. Go on another player. Get off of LeBron. Go on another player and just cool off for a bit.
Yeah.
They would have won four straight. You know what I'm saying?
All right, what do you think of the East predictions? Who you got in the finals?
I got Boston
Mhm.
going 82 and 0. I'm kidding.
I don't think that's a. I don't
I
think
got
that's a
I
stretch.
got Boston and I got um,
Don't say Philly. Don't say Philly.
no, not Philly. No. I got man, let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Give me a second. Hold on. Pause for a second. What is it, girls?
I've got
No, hey, come
Boston.
here. I'm on camera.
She doesn't want to bathe. She's
Okay, you guys go. I'm on doing the show right now. Go back upstairs.
Can I just go bathe then?
Yeah, go ahead. Go on. Go on. Okay, go watch your show. I'll be upstairs in a minute. This is fighting over Bluey. Come on, man.
Louis cool, man.
I love Bluey. It's my show. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So East, it's Boston and it's everyone else. To be honest with you,
I have Boston, New York.
Milwaukee can be a sleeper team, which they shouldn't be, but I think we've all given up on Milwaukee, so they can kind of hide under the radar this year. But I don't think they have the team for it.
Nah.
They got Gary Trent, which is kind of a downgrade, or like a linear move. It was just like whatever, like sure. He's on a 1 year contract.
I think the
Maybe
problem is perimeter defense, bro, and I think
it
they did
is.
not address that at all.
Drew Holiday was the. I didn't think he would be that big of a loss.
I thought that was the like when I talked about people. I remember I said this like they should go after Damian Lillard because they needed a secondary scorer
Yep.
that
Yep.
could that you know. I
But not
never
at
thought
Drew. No,
it
no,
would be to take Drew off the team because
no. I would have got Chris Middleton the hell out of there ASAP
Chris,
before I let go of Drew
that
Holiday. You
was
crazy?
crazy. Yeah.
Drew
Okay.
Holiday is one of the reasons why they won the title in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the East is Boston
Mhm.
and everyone else. There's really no competition. Philly's not looking. Philly to me might go on a little hot streak, but when it comes to postseason,
Yeah.
I don't see it. The Knicks don't have a center and they don't have proper defenders. Yeah, they have OG and a couple other guys, but
Mm.
Yeah, we saw.
When you
Look
get
at
into the playoffs, deep in the playoff run, you're gonna need
yeah,
size. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Here we go. Thoughts on Bronny James. Yesterday we saw history
Oh, we're
with
doing this.
LeBron James
Take a bite of my
making
pizza.
playing with his son, and they came in together off the bench. It was beautiful.
Magical.
Are you sure your daughter's okay?
Oh, can you hear her?
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, give me one second. She's fine. She's just being annoying. Hold on one second. KK, Kamaya, what's wrong? Okay, watch your show. Okay, I'm coming just now,
I don't think your mic is actually your
bro.
mic is picking up everything, fam.
Yeah, this mic is ridiculous. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This
No
mic is
problem.
like this mic is omnipresent.
Yeah, that's a cool mic. All right, what
Uh,
are your thoughts about Bronny James? We saw, you know,
yes,
the
nepotism at its
history.
finest.
Beautiful.
Black nepotism.
Oh my gosh, that was
Bronny
that was
James.
pretty awesome. I to be honest though, I think it's still a cool idea that you saw LeBron come in with his son. Like
Yeah.
we watched LeBron from high school all the way
Yep.
to now.
Yep.
Beat all the numbers that he put, all
Yep.
the finals that he lost. I mean, won.
You believe it's
Um,
been 22 years? Over
22.
22 years?
Oh
If
my
you go back to the
god.
high school days, it was 2 years of high school,
Yeah,
and now 20 till 24 years we were watching
yeah.
LeBron James. That's
Oh my gosh,
crazy.
that's great. And now you see his son come in and they
That's
play
nuts.
together, bro. That
I
is,
love it. I love it for the sentimental value and for
yeah,
the cultural value. If we're
yeah.
talking strictly basketball, get this kid the hell out of here. Get
Well,
him
he almost
off.
had a nice putback though. He almost had a body.
You can put any 6'2" guard kid who can jump in an NBA game, and yeah, I can get a putback too. But listen, basketball, he's not there. I don't know what LeBron is doing because he's one of the smartest players we've ever seen. Right? I don't know if it's just like he just wants to do this for the photo op. I get that, but for me personally, I think he's setting his kid up for failure.
I think so
That's
too.
just me. That's me because again, he's only there because of you. And how much longer can your dad be there to carry your carry your coattail? Like how can you ride his coattails for much longer?
Yeah,
So like it's cool and everything, and I agree with it. I love it. I would probably do this exact same thing,
I would do it
right?
too. Yeah, can't
But
even.
we have to be realistic here. What is LeBron's ceiling? Right? He
Yeah,
wouldn't even start on Duke's team right now. Duke's men's basketball team right now. He
no,
wouldn't
you
even
would not.
start.
No,
Cooper Flag would dust him right now. No disrespect. Shout out to
flag.
Cooper,
Hey,
future Raptor.
I want to show you this real quick.
Go ahead.
This
Basketball
is
is a beautiful sport.
Oh, this show.
We love going out there, playing in front of the fans.
I got kids. I got a family.
Everyone thinks our dad is the legend of basketball, but he's just like a normal person.
It's showtime.
what is wrong.
I don't know if there's many.
Anyways, that I don't know. I think I gotta
That
watch that.
it's
We
gonna be good.
we
It's
should
gonna be
we
good.
should watch it and just like give updates throughout the thing.
Yeah, I'm down with that. If you want to watch it, like you can definitely do that. Give a episode by episode breakdown.
Yeah, or not.
Sure.
Well, a week. All right. So
Yeah.
last couple things we want to talk about. Just
Yes.
predictions. We've been doing this for like an hour and 20 minutes. So
I'm good. I'm good.
predictions. Raptors are playing the Cavs today.
Yep.
Right now they're down,
Score.
60-46 Cavs.
Ooh.
So we're playing at home against the Cavs, home against the Sixers, and then T Wolves away.
Yep.
What are you thinking in the terms of wins losses here for this week?
So we have to remember and keep in mind that the R word was said from the beginning, right?
Okay.
We have to keep that in mind. It is
I like how you just like building this up for us, right?
we have to remember this, and this is okay because I do this too. Right? I just don't do it outwardly, but I do this as a Raptors fan, where it's like, yo, we're winning every game this year. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like we have this thing where we're overly delusional about our chances with
Mhm.
things, but again, we are rebuilding, right? The players that we have are so young and unaccomplished that I don't expect anything this year. Right? I'm not. If we win a game, or sorry, if we win, a certain amount of games, I'll be happy. But I'm not. I'm not looking for it. I promise you, I'm not looking for it. So these games where we might lose by 15 or whatever, and guys are frustrated, I just want to see you build on whatever it is you're trying to build. If you're trying to build a defensive team, I want to see that. I want to see you lock down some team for a couple of quarters. You know what I mean? You might lose the game, but you're showing me that you're on a trajectory, right? When Demar and Kyle, were fringe all stars. You remember? And we're playing Brooklyn and it was
Yeah,
ISO ball, and I'm screaming at the TV, "Pass the ball!
pass the ball.
You don't stop doing this ISO. Pass the ball!" Right?
I
Like
remember the days, yo.
dude, we've grown from that. But those guys as well grew from those series, right?
Yeah,
They grew from those losses, getting swept up by the Wizards. I don't even think anyone from the Wizards that team is still in the league outside of Bradley.
Wizards, Wizards. It was Wizards. We lost Brooklyn.
It was Brooklyn, Wizards, and then LeBron,
Yeah. Ugh.
and then LeBron after that until we got Kawhi and LeBron left.
All right.
I
So,
really want to see
so
LeBron versus Kawhi, but whatever.
I know you're saying all this, but
Yeah.
what do you have the record?
It's gonna be we'll beat the Sixers because I don't think Joel Embiid. That's a back-to-back game for Joel Embiid. Paul George is still not gonna be back by that time, so we might go 1-2. 1-2. The T Wolves though, it's an away game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not winning that one. If it was here, I'd give it a chance, but nah.
I have them going 0-3 in this
Come on,
thing.
man. Come on,
I don't
man.
think they'll
Come on.
beat the Sixers. You know how Nick Nurse is, and
No, you know what? I'm not gonna give that to Nurse because that's a Dwayne Casey thing. That whole thing of coming back to your old team and beating them. I don't think Nurse is like that. I think Nurse is he's gracefully gone on. Like we don't even talk about him anymore.
yeah,
We used to talk about Casey all the time.
yeah, because Casey would beat us all the time for no
He
reason.
would he would get Michael's secret stuff and give it to his players and be like, "You guys better win this game, or you're taking the bus back." You know what I mean?
Or you walking back.
Or you walking back.
All right,
You see
all
how
right,
he would celebrate after they win?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I don't know if we're gonna get you on next week just because of scheduling. So I'm gonna grab
Anytime, man.
your
Yeah.
your thing for
Well,
next week. So we got Nuggets, we got Hornets, Lakers, Kings. So
we're beating the Lakers. I'm saying it now. We're beating the Lakers at home, and we're losing to the Kings.
Connect Four, bro. Connect Four.
No. We're that's a home against the Nuggets. We're losing that game for sure. We might beat the Hornets.
Not beating. Okay, so this is the thing. I knew you were gonna bring this up that we might beat the Hornets. Yo,
Brandon Miller. Oh,
Hornets.
jeez.
Brandon Miller
Oh
is
God.
nice with it, bro.
Oh
Yo,
God.
the
He's
Hornets
looking
have
real good.
a team, bro. They
He's
they
looking
got
real
a
good.
and Lamelo's back and looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I seen him hit a shot from the logo without hardly jumping. And
I
I said,
love
"Oh,
that kid. I think he's such a good player, and I know people
he's
always down on
overly
him.
talented. Like
Yeah.
he's so good that he's allowed to be cocky. I give him that. Like you can talk your ish if you want to,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you can definitely back it up.
And then they got Saloon, Tijon Saloon. He's been playing really well, and
Yeah, they're building,
I
bro. They're
just saw
building.
this
They're definitely
name
building.
on the list. Taj Gibson is still playing basketball.
Shout out to Taj Gibson. Keep getting
That
them checks,
dude.
baby.
Hey.
Keep getting them checks.
And then you
Shout out
got
to
Miles
Taylor Rose.
Bridges. Miles Bridges is like, no, you ain't gonna keep me out of Canada this time.
Miles Bridges got his ID is in order, yo. That's
All right, but
hilarious.
I have the Raptors going.
You
I
got them
think
going 0-6 to start the season, or 0-7?
I don't know which team we could beat. I think maybe we could beat the Kings. I don't know.
Nah.
We're not
They
beating
got
the Lakers, fam.
Sabonis. Well,
Hey,
it depends who
we ain't
plays.
beating the Lakers. No,
It
bro,
depends. Is
we're
LeBron gonna play
struggling with
every game?
Cavs right now.
Is LeBron gonna play a random game in November? I don't know. Is he? Is he?
Hey,
He's
that's-
beefing with Drake right now, so
see-
is he gonna?
do you see
Who knows?
D'Angelo Russell's hair, bro? Like,
Yeah, I don't want to see that actually, bro. I needed like a. I
I
needed
would
like
love.
A
You know what?
warning.
Okay, you know what? I'll say 1-4, 1-3 for this one. I think they'll beat like
Can I just say
the
this
Kings
for
or
us
Lakers.
fans? Can I say this for us fans?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a tough year.
yeah, yeah.
Our only joy this year, what I could really be happy about, is watching the young guys get better, like Grady, RJ, Quick, and those guys get better. Like we want to see them on some sort of trajectory where it's like, the next 2 years, you guys are like playing at your best,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
We
that's what
can
I
see
want to
with
see.
Scotty. Scotty from year one to now has gotten a lot better, right? His shot has improved. He's better defender. All these things, right? I want to see that from these guys. I want to see RJ get better. I don't just want to see him put his head down and drive left every time. I want to see him like switch it up, right?
I
Grady's
want
looking amazing year two, right? He's coming. He's hitting shots off the dribble. He's playing good defense. Like certain things like this, I want to see. I don't care about wins and losses this year.
see. There's this guy right here named Cooper Flag.
Listen, man,
Okay, we're playing
that's the
capture the
one.
flag,
That's the one, man. He's the white savior,
but
and he's
but
at Duke. Oh man,
but here's the thing. People are like, oh yeah, it's all about Cooper Flag. But there's this kid named Ace Bailey,
yes, Ace
and
Bailey's
then
going off right now.
VJ Edgecamp,
Yes,
eh,
it's a
Dylan
nice draft.
Harper.
It's a
Yo,
nice draft.
there's this kid. There's a 7'5" kid in this draft.
Yes, I saw him. A Canadian, no?
Yeah,
He's
Dink
Canadian.
Pate.
Yeah,
Dink Pate is like really good, bro.
bro.
Whatever we get,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'm
This is the
just
year.
saying, yo,
This is the year like we that Tampa year where we're like, all right,
we're
we're just
good.
gonna yeah, we're gonna throw everything out and start over. This is the year for that. This is
Yeah,
definitely the year for that. We got Scotty out of that year, and we're kind of
yep.
back to
And we're gonna get
something.
two nice players, and then the next year's draft is just as good, bro. There's that kid from
Yeah,
Toronto. I think he's from Toronto, AJ Debunski or something like that.
I don't never heard of
He's like 6'9", like he could play in the NBA now.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. Yeah,
You see,
but
my thing is though is not. I don't want to fully rely on the draft. What I would like to do is get the star players of the draft, right, and then build it slowly, build it like how we did the last time. You know what I mean? I think
we
we
need
have the
talent,
formula.
and this is
Yeah,
where
we
I'm having problems with people. Is that,
yeah.
oh, who cares about the draft, this and that?
No,
No,
you
we
have to.
need talent, bro.
You have
Look
to.
at
No.
OKC, look at Orlando, and the talent that they're building around. It's like
OKC still has 30 picks for the next 100 years. What are we
no.
talking
You
about?
want me? You want me to tell you the team that I'm cheesed about?
Yeah,
Damn Spurs, bro. The Spurs can get the number one pick next year, even by
yeah,
making playoffs, because
yeah.
LA Clippers might not make playoffs, bro.
Yep. If the Spurs get
Oh,
the number 1 pick, oh my goodness, they have. Why did they give up Dillingham? They should have kept him. Him
I
and
don't
him
know.
and CP3. CP3 would have made him a superstar.
I'm just cheesed that they couldn't trade him to the Raptors. Like we could have gave him the trash that they got for.
You know what I
Come
don't
on,
like?
bro.
This is what I don't like, right? This is I hate
Ah,
when American sports media talk down on a player, and then you get your hopes up like, all right, we got a middle of the line draft pick, maybe we can get him, and then the team just comes swoops in and takes him with a high pick, and I'm just like, I thought you guys hated him, like
yeah, yeah,
I thought you guys hated him, man. I don't know,
yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, Sheldon, it was really awesome having a chat with you. I think
Yes,
this was really fun. Our
board man
first
gets paid.
episode, board
Yes,
man
sir.
gets paid. I'm gonna have maybe music next time. We get some, oh, hold on.
Some
We
sound
kissing
effects.
rings now. We kissing
Some
ring.
ring,
Yeah, I
right?
gotta get some sound effects. I got some like these are cheesy, bro. Like, come on,
No,
these
that's
are
good.
cheesy.
You should have played that scary theme when you talk about the Sixers. It's gonna be scary for
Not
them this
something
year.
like this. No,
Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it.
actually, I want to.
Only thing is you can't talk over it though, because when you talk, you play the sound effect and you spoke it.
Didn't work. Oh
Your
well.
voice went bye bye.
Oh well. Okay,
No,
but anyways, I wanted to thank you again. Hopefully we
yes,
get you on another time, and
definitely,
yeah, we
man.
gotta
Yo,
be ready
happy
for draft.
NBA season opener to you, bro.
Yes. All right.
I'm
Anyways,
ready.
that was
Another
Boardman Gets Paid podcast. follow us, I guess, on the socials when I get those going. I'll throw
Yes,
this on
sir.
YouTube and yeah, follow Sheldon. He is
At
Noble Service
regular
Podcast.
shells
Yeah, not regular
everywhere.
shells, and
Follow
he
No
has.
Service Podcast everywhere you get
Hey,
podcasts.
that's what's up.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
guys. Peace.
Peace.